Oh, it's recording now? All right, cool. All right, so let me tell you guys how we go about this first before anything, because we have a couple of new guys. So the way I go about these calls for the most part is I'll usually talk my pairs, talk my which is only DXY and EU, which is basically the only thing I trade. And besides that, after we just discuss, talk about anything that you want, whether it's issues with a video, issues with a trade, just anything that you need from me. That's where when we discuss, and that's more so towards like at the end. But it's honestly, my discussions are like 20 minutes, which is you're gonna see that each Zoom recording is like 30 to 45 minutes ish, and the first 20 minutes are like me talking or me ranting, and then the rest is discussion, or if you guys want to just have a good time, just anything to obviously help your development as a trader. And but before that, since this is the first call, I just want to like just tell you guys like thank you for trusting in me, trusting in Sergio, and trusting in this platform, because like we worked really hard for this, but it's not just the hard work in us, but it's also the belief that you guys have in us. And the cool thing too is like I have put everything that I know into this course, every single drop. Obviously there's things I can't teach you, like I can't teach you my experiences, I can't teach you certain things that I see that I can't explain. Like the whole whenever you go through advanced 2, you're gonna see that I go through like momentum, volume, and all that. It took me a good 6 months to actually learn how to explain that and regurgitate it to the point where people will understand. So obviously there's things that I can't teach, I don't know how to teach, but if I ever do, it'll come up on the course and it'll be added on, and I'll tell you. But honestly, the course, I'm pretty like it took me like 3 months to structure the course to how I wanted it, and it's going decently well, I guess. Like that's probably the best that I can do now. Obviously we'll improve with the future, but yeah, like when it comes to you and your development, like this is something that I learned over the past probably year, and it's that there's people that will never say a word in the chat, and then there's people that will talk all day in the chat, and either way it's fine, because people have different learning curves, people learn in different manners, and I get that. So don't be don't feel like you're pressured to have to talk in the chat or to do anything. At the end of the day, like you guys have me to DM personally, you can DM Sergio personally, or you can talk in the group chat. Either way, like I usually get to every single DM within like 4 to 6 hours max. And usually it's that high because I'm asleep or something. Like I sleep really early. But yeah, enough of that rant. Just thank you, and yeah, from here it's the only way is up. And so let's start off with dollar. All right. Let's see. So this has been honestly a pretty shitty pair for the most part, or just cross for the most part, just because it's what happened last month due to the whole. This is when Corona started, and it really started the effect in the U.S. And then that's when we saw the massive spike to the downside, and then the upside. And the cool thing about the downside move, right from here, was that we rejected technically an SC there, even though it's not fully valid. But I'd rather just use it as a point of interest and to give me interpretation of what happened. And the reason why I'm consistently like trying to sell this down for the most part is because, was it 1, 2, 3, like 3-4 weeks ago, we had the bearish engulfing, right? And from there, I just wanted the retest to happen, or any type of mitigation SC to happen inside of this candle to then ride this to the downside. And it makes a lot more sense in EU. Like let me show you that. Right, obviously EU is the inverse of dollar, and that's mainly because the dollar is composed 80% of the euro, and that's why they correlate in that manner. But the cool thing about DXY, right, was that we rejected this 50% of an SC here, right? And if you look through the previous markup section, you're going to see exactly how we caught that 700 pip trade that happened in the beginning here. When we mitigated from the open, right? We had our accumulation schematic here, and then we literally rode that for like 700 pips. Let's see. Yeah, almost 700. And then after that, once we saw the major structure break, I'm out. And you saw that completely take out that previous low. And if you ask why, from a technical perspective, it's because like something you need to understand about SCs is that your optimal entry is the 50%. And sometimes you'll mitigate the open, react from it, and then come back to gather the 50%. And like I said in the videos, the 50% is optimal because obviously the volume is located inside the body, but in the average, quote unquote, of the body is where, quote unquote, all the orders are. So that's why the 50% makes so much sense in every aspect. And from here, that's where we saw massive rejection, and we even saw the bullish engulfing, right, from here. So that's what inclined me to be bullish. And to an extent, I really want to be bullish from a long-term perspective. But in terms of like intraday and day trading, it's not really giving that opportunity. Like obviously I have entries from the bottom and then from this bottom here, but I also have the hedge sell. But that hedge sell can easily turn into a long-term swing sell just because in essence, we're still downtrending. But when we look at this from, obviously from a intraday perspective, right? For the OG people, and if you scroll up in the previous markups, or if you go to previous webinars, you're going to see exactly why, you know, I show you like all these entries, and I actually caught the entry on the wick here, and I explain it in previous Zooms and in previous markups. But then last week, I explained this entry, I believe. Was it last week? 7. Yeah, it was last week. We caught this entry around here. But like I said, I was worried about this, right? Even though our overall long-term bias was up. Remember the momentum stuff that I showed you guys? Obviously, we rejected, right? 50% of inefficiency present, right? Void between wicks, right? We came back 50%, topped it perfectly, and that's where we rejected. And that was, I took that even though it was outside of my trading hours because it just made sense in the point of, right, the momentum video. Look back at that. That was the duration of the downside move, and this is the duration of the upside move. There. So when we're looking at it from perspective of how far each movement was, momentum is clearly to the downside if price is struggling so much to recover this previous downside move. So as you can see, it took almost double the time. So in terms of momentum, it's still to the downside. And we're really inclining to that sell side, mainly due to the fact that we broke structure there, right? We have our previous swing high, swing low, swing high, swing low, and then our swing high rejected from our 50%. And from there, we broke structure. So that's the issue here. Now, what to expect from here, technical wise, it makes so much sense to think downside, right? But there's one reason that I really want to stay bullish on this, and that's that monthly candle. And the reason why I don't want to negate it just yet is because I did it once and it messed me up. And let me show you what pair that was. That was USDCAD. Do y'all remember that time when everybody wanted to short USDCAD for for 2-3 months? Who remembers that? OG members, who remembers that? Yeah, this was like 2 months ago where everybody wanted to short this. And the reason why, and it was actually Ferris for the people, the OG members, it was Ferris that pointed this out. And I actually stayed away from this pair, but I didn't know which direction it wanted to until I saw this. And obviously that you can see this markup is from weeks ago. But as you can see here, monthly mitigation, and then here, sell to buy, money is in the 50% average, and that's where we rejected. Obviously from a monthly time frame, this is going to be a fat SL, but you incline those biases start from the monthly time frame. So as you can see, we're seeing a bull flag on 50%, and that exploded. That exploded for 1,000, yeah, 1,500 over the course of 3 months. And all you got to do from there is you don't necessarily have to hold one single trade, but now you understand the bias. And once you understand the bias, all you got to do is continue trend from there. And it's obviously easier said than done, but it comes with experience. And once I understood that monthly candles have so much impact when used correctly, that's the reason why I really want this trade, because it'll prove so many things to me as a trader and towards my development. And obviously this is something you guys get to experience too. Like this is fucking amazing if we catch some massive swing move to the upside months before it happens. Because if we now break this previous high, we're looking at 1.186, and that is 1,000 pips away. We don't necessarily have to hold one trade the whole way. Will I do it? Maybe, who knows? But once you understand the bias, all it takes is continuing the trend from there. And ideally, when it comes to catching moves, you want to catch a move before it becomes a move. And that's why I emphasize, the schematics to you guys. That's the whole point of Advanced 3, is understanding the schematics and what they mean, not just trying to copy and paste them onto a chart, which is where a lot of people mess up. And once you understand the logic, and you can, hold on guys, hold on. Yeah, my bad. So like I said, when it comes to schematics, it's more so understanding why it's happening than what's just happening. And what I mean with that is you're trying to catch a move before it's a move. That's why you're trying to understand the range in an accumulation, in a distribution, so you can catch that full swing move. Like even from an intraday basis, right? You're looking at that previous accumulation that I showed you. Even this here is an accumulation, which is also why I'm leaning towards this accumulation here. It's also why I'm still trying to lean to that upside, even though the signs are showing to downside momentum. But obviously I don't want to fight that, which is the reason why I took that sell position there, to obviously protect the capital and not just waste the time that I did holding these buy positions, right? Because just because I don't take a monetary loss, a time loss is honestly just as bad. And we can get into that in a bit, but going back to the schematics, right? If you can understand the schematic, even right after it forms, like I remember I caught the second move here. I didn't catch the spring here. I didn't catch the LPS. I didn't catch the LPS post SOS. I caught this move here. Mainly because I was being ignorant and I was denying the fact that it broke structure until here. So I caught my entry here. And all I did from there is ride the wave. Like I caught a re-entry here. And then from there, I don't think I entered again. But as you can see, there's post accumulation, right? One, yeah, see, that's what I'm talking about. They're so annoying. Yo, hold on. Let me tell these guys to shut up. Yeah, so they're not gonna shut up. My bad. But like I said, right, it's 1, 2, 3, 4 opportunities, right? Anywhere here could be a 6th opportunity. But the point is you're catching the whole wave up. You don't necessarily have to catch one trade and hold. It's preferred because you're trading less and you're making more. But it all comes with adjusting, because obviously not everybody here is going to be able to hold month-long swings yet. Soon, maybe, but not just yet. But that's like, that just shows you the power of an accumulation and the fact that we have a higher low post to low. And that's what's really inclining me to really want that buy side. But based off momentum, based off structure, it's really looking to the downside. But either way, I'm going to catch both moves. It's just the potential is obviously the upside. So like I always tell you guys, or how I'm always going to tell you guys, it's trade what you see, not what you think you see. Like, right, and by that I mean trade what's actually on the chart, not what you want from the chart. And that's something I've preached for months now. And it's so helpful because it creates a quote unquote sixth sense. And that's that sixth sense that I told you guys about. That's the hardest aspect in this mentorship. It's figuring out that sixth sense, that what makes the trade make sense, and then being able to execute on it and being realistic with your trades. Right. So does that make sense, or am I like ranting on too much? Yeah, you see, like I'm not trying to just hold back anything. I just want to like lay it all out so you guys interpret everything and start gathering the info. Which is why I don't make a basics course, because fuck that. I'm not doing that. I'm not teaching what a pip is. But yeah, like you see that the hardest aspect of this entire mentorship is learning learning what that sense is, and then learning how to use it. And honestly, one of the biggest topics too that helps with that is the whole momentum trick about measuring moves, just to understand where price can go, and that's how you develop a bias. But I mean, other than that, as far as EU goes, where you're gonna see what happens, all right, from previous inefficiency fill here, maybe there's something down there. Yeah, you see here, it's right here. So this reaction right here was just caused. All right, let me show you guys. Just live volume, how I see volume here, right? So we see impulsive move, and then one impulsive move, oh shit. And then we see another impulsive move right there, right? Downside move, but we see strong volume, and then we see weaker volume, but price is still continuing down. And that's that instability that I'm trying to tell you guys. It's not just trend line down and move up, right? That's how you use an RSI. It's not how you use volume. Volume is just interpreting a move strength based off how much volume is in a move. And as you can see here, this is one large push down, but the volume is not supporting it. And the reason why it's pushing that far is because it wants to react off of something. And that something is right here. Right, inefficiency right here. It didn't hit that 50% there, but I'm pretty sure if you go to DXY, let's see. No, okay, yeah, it's not here. It's probably an SC move then. Maybe. Could be this candle there. But I mean, right now, I'm not trying to develop a bias. Like, everybody knows here, especially the old members, is that I don't look at charts until I wake up, which is, I wake up at 5 a.m. And I don't look at charts till like 6:30, because overlap here starts at 7 CST. Yeah, 7 CST, and it ends at 10 a.m. And a cool thing to use is, let's see. This website right here. I'm gonna put it in the chat. You guys save this website, and it tells you what session you're in, and it tells you when they close based off your time frame. Like for me, I'm CST, so CST in Dallas is the same as CST in Chicago. I'm sorry. Let's see. And put this. Yeah, so y'all save that website. It's really cool. So I know that New York opens at 7 a.m. for me, and I know London closes at 10 a.m. So my overlap span is between 7 a.m. and 10 a.m. Right? So those are my optimal entries to trade. And And the cool thing, the weird thing too, is when this EU move happened, the reason why I'm really wanting to incline to that buy is because this move, this entry happened literally at the open of the new day, or like right after. It was like Sydney session. And something that like I kind of like to say is Asian session is a fake session. Usually Asian session, especially for the pair that I trade, which is EU, is you'll see a move, but then in London you'll see another one, and then in New York you'll see the real move. And I'm gonna make a study on EU that proves that, but just for that pair. And I'm gonna show you how I go about it, so you guys can do that to your pairs, and then you then measure what, or measure, not measure, but you then figure out your best optimal times to trade, and from there you just adjust your life to it. But yeah, it's this was like during Sydney, and this move was during overlap. So like I said, the hunch to me is that it was quote unquote a fake move to the upside, which I could be wrong. I didn't even get to catch this entry here for the buy. So if anything, the lower the better, but based off of structure, this can be honestly a lower low and then a lower high right there. We'll just have to wait and see. I'm gonna wait and see what happens in London, and then from there we'll generate a bias for tomorrow. Because for sure by London we'll know what happens, and then we'll see the real move probably tomorrow during overlap. But yeah, I mean, other than that, I think I'm good on EU for today, and the same goes for DXY, just the opposite direction. Next couple weekly closures are going to be interesting. Right, as you can see, we're pretty much flagging up. But I mean, yeah, what do you guys want to talk about now? Let's see. I just bought the reaction. I had an order. Yeah, but that's fine, bro. So like, here's the thing about taking entries. Make sure you have optimal times of entry and only stick to those for at least a couple months. Like me, I'll take a trade off of outside of my trading parameter times, but that's only because it follows every other confluence. And I know that if it's wrong, I know that it's because it's not in my session. So obviously time knows no price, the price knows no time, which means that moves can happen at any time of the day, but you have to backtest your pairs and understand your pair behaviors. And that's where you're going to excel. So just keep that in mind. Don't trade all day. Bad for you too. Let's see.
Fredo, what's up with that broker?
Oh yeah, I need to finish that up. I'll send the details tomorrow, bro. But yeah, this broker is really cool. It's regulated 400 to 1, no deposit, no withdrawal fees, no swap fees, which is what I'm like really like enjoying, just because what's it called? Just because I hold my trade forever and I buy EU, so that swap is a pain. But I'll send all the details tomorrow. Yeah, like I'll probably send it tomorrow, like probably midday. Just because, well, what day is it tomorrow? Thursday? Yeah, I only have one class tomorrow. I'll be done with class by like 11. So yeah, it should be around midday. But I mean, yeah, what do you guys want to talk about now? What are we doing? No, it doesn't. No. It's not always necessary it's not necessary for anything to happen, bro. So you have to adjust to it. Like for example, let me show you this. EU here, the H4 inefficiency, right, that we got from here, happened right at the 50%. Let's zoom in on here. Zoom in. See, there's inefficient pricing here, technically. And so this is actually like an inefficient pricing, like literally on every single time frame. Like that, you can even use that fixed range trick. I don't really use it. I don't teach it because it's inconsistent. But I'm gonna show it to you guys. I don't teach it because it's not consistent enough for me to want to use it or to want to teach it. Um, but I don't even use it like that. But like, look, see, there's no volume existent here, and it fits every rule on every time frame of every SC. So this is why I'm also like kind of inclining, like, yo, this has to, this pretty much will go up eventually sometime. So that doesn't mean that I should be going against trend and momentum to want to aim for that. But I'm just saying, like, if the setup presents itself, that could be a potential target. But since this is literally right above the previous high, this will just probably explode through it. But yeah, this is a neat little trick. You just put your fixed range. You only have it if you have a Trading View Pro. But let's see, my inputs are there, coordinates are there, style is there, and I just put show values, and that shows the numbers. So usually the good sign is if it's a 0. But yeah, I don't really use that. But as you can see, like that price didn't even reach that. It didn't even reach that high. Like, let me show you. So the issue now, right, when you don't know which SC or which inefficiency to use, it's all has to follow narrative, and that narrative is developed through higher time frame analysis. You have to understand what's happening on higher time frames, and that's the only way you're going to be able to judge how to go about it in an intraday or swing perspective, right? So just remember that, because if not, you'll just be like those trade house kids that are trying to trade every single SC they see, and they're just like, pew pew, my ass, fuck that. Don't be that guy. So you have to follow narrative. Follow the story that the candles are trying to tell you. The candles will tell you everything you need to know. Yep, developing the bias is everything. If you have no narrative to follow in a play, what are you going to do? You're going to wing it? Winging it sounds like gambling. Exactly, you can't wing it. Like, if you really want to break it down, it's really simple. It's structure, and then SC and efficiency entry, targeting previous liquidity highs or lows, and that's it. You can literally intraday shit all the time, every day, pretty much. Like I've shown you, you can easily get 8% in 15 minutes. But yeah, let's see. Are you guys brain dead already, or what's up? Yo, man, look, you've been killing it, bro. Luke, is it Luck or Luke? Luck. Luke. All right, Luke. All right, bet. Yeah, Luke has been with me since November, right? You've been in since November, and you met me through Carter. December, yeah. So you see, like he joined December, and he's already killing it. Well, he's obviously there's everybody has their areas to improve, but like the thing with everything that I say here, it's not about you copying and imitating every single little thing I do. It's about you understanding and interpreting everything, like I said before, and developing your interpretation of whatever this is, and then regurgitating it onto your setups. And that's how you see progression in your development. It's not just copying exactly what I do, which is why I also don't like, I'm really against signals. I just personally don't like them. I don't agree with them. Um, but yeah, like I'm a pretty straightforward person. Like if you like, I try not to be an asshole anymore, but I'm pretty straightforward about everything that I say and do with you guys, just because being direct allows you to just, try to get it like that. Yeah, and the cool thing is it doesn't take fucking forever, bro. Like a key example is Aaron in here? Yeah, Aaron's in here. Aaron started trading last March, and he's already killing it. I mean, obviously he learned every single little thing from me, but yeah, basically. And Juan too. People sleep on Juan too. And I'm not just gonna sit here to like, try to like basically dick ride on my members, but it's true. Like these guys have worked hard for it. But yeah, I mean, for the new guys though, like what's up with you guys? Like how are you guys progressing? What are you guys confused with? Because like probably half the guys in here, you guys were already in visionaries, so you guys like already had months of studying this stuff. Hey, whoever PZ is, can you change your name so I can learn names? Whoever PZ is. Uh, really digging the course. Oh, you're in finals right now? You're in finals this early? That sucks. Nah, yeah, bro. Whenever I'm in finals, I just like take a week off. Hit you up on the weekend. All right, that's a bet, bro. Yeah, you guys can message me on Instagram, Telegram, or Discord. Um, yeah, we'll see. Oh, you take OChem? Oh, fuck that. Yeah, I know a lot of bio majors, and they always complain to me about that class. Oh, nope. I'm good. Fuck that. I'm good. Yeah, it's all experience, bro. Yeah, organic chemistry. And in college, that shit is hard. It depends, bro. Obviously, like the reason I'm really just wanting to be bullish, like I hate to be that person that's trying to buy EU, but you guys know I've been selling this for like the past 8 months until this candle happened. I've been selling this straight up the whole way. And obviously there's the 50% there, and there's an indecision candle, and now I'm hoping this is just the last pullback to then retrace up and then hopefully push upside move. um but obviously there's also more things in consideration, right? Like for example, right, the same momentum trick works on every single time frame, right? Even though price has been coming down for the past probably year and a half, technically momentum is kind of the upside. It's just a matter of now waiting to get that setup for the upside move. And maybe we already had it from the 50% rejection, but from the year, it's just a waiting game. I'm really waiting to see what this monthly closure is going to be, and also what carried on to that monthly bias was that engulfing candle that I told you about here. So we'll have to see. Yeah. So on the notes for the SC, you're gonna see that like the one of the last things I put, I think it's an SC will never cut price. And what I mean with that is, let's say this is an SC. Just I'm not saying it is, but I'm saying let's say it is. Right. So it's valid because price never came back to it. But like let's say I had to find one. SC play, where is it? Cool, right here. All right, so technically, right, this SC, right, you see how we essentially came down before it pushed up, but that push down led to the upside move, and that's where you want to capitalize on. And as you can see, price will always return to it. And usually with a valid SC, it's like a snap. It's like a quick reaction. Like and once that quick reaction happens, usually price will never come back. A key example was that EURUSD, and I kind of doubted myself on it. But that intraday trade from, I think it was Monday. Yeah, from Monday. Right here where we got the inefficient pricing, and it's the same thing for both concepts. Right, so you see how it was like a quick move. Price was there for no longer than a couple minutes, right? And even though we got a pullback, I was a bit concerned with that pullback there, but it's just I wrote it down wrong. It's actually, this isn't premium. This is actually discounted pricing. Kind of messed up there, but I'm not gonna go redo that markup. Those markups take me like an hour to make. But yeah, so you see back into discounted pricing and then continued, and then now new range of fib, back into premium pricing. I mean, discounted pricing, I'm sorry. And that probably mitigated something, especially because there is equal technically liquidity sitting there. Probably mitigated something, but I don't really care enough to zoom in there but I mean, you get the point. Yeah, so they usually, do you always market execute? Yeah, bro. Honestly, like 95% of the time I do market execute. It's way easier to for me to cut the losses. All right, Juan's heading to sleep. Juan, you're going to sleep at 8 p.m.? It's 8 p.m. over there. It's about to be 8 p.m. You make this so simple. Well, yeah, bro, you were learning from guys that knock off my stuff. Like it's very in detail. I try to make it very in detail, especially with this stuff. When they were stealing my zooms, oh, I remember that. Um, like this stuff. This is one of the best things that I think I have provided. Um, this is like the first markup goes back to October, I believe. Let's see. This is one of the best things. This is something that everybody loved from the previous mentorship, was just these markups and seeing exactly what I'm seeing, and then also the pair breakdowns that are in the website. But I'm gonna include those in the. I'm gonna add another one this week. I'm gonna try to make that video tomorrow after I upload all the new videos. But yeah, I'm trying to release a new one of those, and then I still got to make the study for EU on how I backtested and how to understand behaviors from it. But yeah. So my backtesting, bro, the reason why I even created this previous markups page is so I can backtest every single move that happened during the week for my pair. So this is my sort of backtesting, understanding why each move happened. Even though I usually catch most of them, there's some that I don't, and then I understand what happened and why I didn't. And when it comes to journaling, bro, I don't take trades I don't take more than like 3 or 4 trades a week. So I reflect on them right away, and I understand what the negative is from it, and that's what I write down in my journal. But most of my journalings are like real life shit, and then I have like a section for trading. But this is like my method of backtesting. And if I keep making the same mistake, I'll put it on my whiteboard. Like there was this one time where I wasn't cutting trades off. This was a couple months ago. I wasn't cutting trades off, and like I was just letting them run in like -3%. And I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? So I had to write that shit on my board, and then I finally got out of the habit of it. So yeah, the only way to learn honestly is like through the hardships. What new videos? Just the pair breakdown for. It's gonna be for gold. Gold was a really good study, and I'm gonna show you exactly why everything happened there, from monthly to couple minute time frames. But that one is probably gonna be like a 30-minute long video. Yeah, and those are a pain to do because it's like me talking for like 30 minutes straight. Yeah, but let's see. I do have one more thing to tell everybody. So you know how me and let's see what you said first. Yeah, the pair breakdowns and the previous markups are the two best, I think, aspects of the mentorship. So like I feel like even if somebody were to rip off the course, it's the real value is in the zooms, in the pair breakdowns, and in the previous markups. But yeah, that brings me back to the last point for today. So I need everybody in the call, and I'm gonna eventually reach out to everybody. I need everybody to give me 2 IP addresses for the devices that you use to access the website. And that's because we have a feature on our on our website host or video hosting site where we can block certain, like we only allow certain IP addresses to watch our videos. So even if somebody were to share their login, they can't watch it because their IP address isn't connected to our quote unquote mainframe or whatever it wants to be called. So I need everybody to send me their 2 IP addresses. And so it can be your phone and your laptop. So like you can just look up. Actually, I'm not gonna show you guys my IP address. I don't want to get hacked. I'm not. But you just type in what is my IP address. I'm not gonna type it. I almost fucked up. But yeah, just type those and send them to me. Yeah, I almost slipped up. We're trying to figure it out, but like let's be real. When you're using a when you're using the website, I'm pretty sure you're only gonna use it in one location. So let's say like me, when I ever look at the course or anything, it's always at my desk at home. So I'm only gonna use pretty much that to log into the site. But I'm limiting everybody to 2. Just because I don't want to get this stuff like shared or anything. I'm good. And that'll probably come into effect like tomorrow or the day after. No. Like if there's ever an issue, bro, just tell me. Like that's where the communication part comes in. Like, yo, like your IP changed, cool. Just send me the new one. That's fine. It's literally just a me going in and typing it. But yeah, I just need everybody to do that. And I'll put an announcement too. But yeah, I'm not gonna, just make sure, like, just so y'all know, like I'm not gonna do anything with that. I'm just gonna store them in that place. And I'm also gonna have them like on a document just to see whose IP is whose. But I'm not gonna be, doing any stupid thing on that. But yeah, I mean, other than that, I think we're good for tonight. That's like solid 45 to 50 minute. Yeah, just search on Google, what is my IP address? And just send me the one for your phone and the one for your computer, wherever you're going to be mainly using the course. Obviously, I can't do that to the Discord, but I did change the Discord to where whenever somebody joins, they can't just watch everything. I have to change their role. So I'm trying to be really just protective about everything. Just because I have everything that I know on this and a ton of stuff that I don't want to just have leaked. Yeah. So yeah. but just send me the screenshots or send me them typed. Yeah, just either way is fine. All right, yeah, cool. So I'll note those tomorrow, and if anybody can't like access the videos, then just let me know. But yeah, other than that, I think we're good for tonight. I'm boxing that for a reason. I'm gonna see what happens by tomorrow. But yeah, guys, I'll see y'all in the group chat.